Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of She Loves the SWAC Saturdays. I'm so excited to see everybody. And you know what? I'm even more excited because tonight I have a very special guest. It's a surprise for you all, but I really think that you'll enjoy this segment because it's a little different for me, right? So I'm coming off of SWAC Media Day, and I'm so excited to be able to continue to provide you more content and just delve into some different things that I'm not used to, right? So with that being said, hey Thad, hey Aqua, excuse me, Darius, Wit, Bonnie, Mary, Jay, everybody's in here. Do y'all have y'all drink for tonight? Because later on in the show, not right now, I'm gonna behave right now because I have a special guest. So I want everybody to get your drinks ready. I have my water, right? I have my water, but I also have my wine. So whether or not it's Sprite, malt liquor, a beer, get ready. Lemonade. Yes. So we're going to get into all of that. My first guest, he arrived kind of early. I'm supposed to have 7 more minutes to get y'all jumping and get y'all worked up already, but he came here on time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and introduce him and bring him on, and we're going to start this segment. So that means that if you know of someone who is interested in gaming, that PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, you guys are in for a treat because tonight I have James Motley with me. James Motley is the owner of MFN Graphics. And let me go ahead and I'm going to play a small video of what James has done I'm going to give you his Instagram, and then I'm going to bring him up and we're going to have a conversation. But the reason why I wanted to bring Mr. Motley on is because he has been creating team uniforms, team building, and providing like stuff for you guys to download for college football, specifically for HBCUs, right? Because FCS was left out of it. And so he is an amazing, amazing graphic designer. He was an intern in the MEAC. He worked at Jackson State University for 3 years. Social media and content director for the MEAC for 2 years, and he now has his own business. I'm going to play the clip a couple of times, and then I'm going to bring him right on up just so that we can have a discussion. Thank you so much for joining the show, James. It's a pleasure to have you join me.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
So, James, can you talk a little bit about your background? I know that you said that you were a graphic designer, but just tell everybody in the chat a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from the 757, Hampton, Virginia. Grew up in Virginia, born and raised. Went to Norfolk State University. Graduated from there, and like you said earlier, I started working at the MEAC office. Got some graphic design experience there before I left to go to Jackson State University. Spent 3 years there doing social media, doing game day, doing pretty much everything for Jackson State's look right before Dion came, and then when he was there. When I was there, I made his, I believe, logo. I did the first big rig Jackson State had, and I feel like took Jackson State to another level for a bit. Before I went back to the MEAC, and then I was in control of everything that had to do with their look as well, including the basketball tournament, the arena layout, and everything from print to billboard.
So I had a chance to go on your Instagram, and for those of you that have Instagram, you can take a look at his work. It's really, really amazing, the graphic design background that you have and the implementation. But what I wanted to ask you really was, have you done this before for EA? Is this something that you just do as a hobby because you like playing college football? Can you expound a little bit on your decision to make the graphics?
So I haven't played Madden in years. I think the last Madden game I had was 2021 or so. And of course, college football hasn't been out for 10 years. So I just got back into the game, and it's been a hype for a good few months now. And I knew that as soon as it came out, I remember they had character creation. And then I remember when it was around maybe 2012, 2013, they actually had HBCUs in the game. And that was one of the biggest things that I missed because I grew up down the street from Hampton University, maybe a 10-minute walk. So definitely loved playing with them at the time. But yes, this is the first time I've actually went into the character creator and did it from scratch like this. At first, I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but once I got a hang of it, it really took off.
So this is amazing graphics. You've done for North Carolina Central, you did one for Valley, you did uniform design for Norfolk State, Hampton, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so I can show everybody. What do you think about the ability to create it? So is that something that like you enjoy doing? Kind of like, so the thing that I can liken it to is like Sims or something like that, where you're building something, right? And so some people enjoy that creative side of developing a game to match it to what you like?
So I'm a big gamer. I've played a little bit of everything growing up and now. But like I said, I haven't played Madden for a while. I've kind of given up sports games. I've given up the Call of Duties and everything, and I've kind of extended my gameplay into role playing, which, like you said, it gives you more of a creative ability. And me being a graphic designer and an artist at heart, that really is the path that I like to go towards. And when, like I said, when this game came out, I knew that the character creation and the team creation would be something that drew me to the game. And yeah, I love that aspect of the game.
Okay, and so you did Norfolk State, Hampton University.
So I only need to do 6 more schools in the SWAC until I'm done with all Division I HBCUs.
Oh, wow. You did Howard. And then for the Jackson State one, you got the Under Armour logo on it. I know some people, when they were doing the uniforms, they didn't use necessarily the template for the brand. Mm-hmm. So when they actually did the uniform, even though it was reminiscent of the uniform, it would be like an Adidas logo or something. That's really, really great that you have the Under Armour. That looks like the Jackson State uniforms from Dion's prime era, right?
Yes. And if you can pull up the Howard uniform, so in game you can choose Adidas, you can choose Under Armour, and you can choose Nike, but you can't choose Jordan, which is part of Nike. But Photoshop has helped me a lot in making these uniforms look like the actual team uniforms. And I've been going on Google trying to match them exactly like that so that fans can get the real deal.
Okay, and it says that you download them in-game by searching the user MFN Graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let's go through some more of these. I love of course, I'm preferential to the Jackson State one, but I'm sure you knew. I'm sure you knew that.
That was the first one that made it. I'm a graduate of Norfolk State, but working at Jackson State, I definitely had that love too.
And I love the customization, like you said, the Howard one, you were able to get that Jordan logo on there. This is Alabama State.
And I don't think anyone has that. You know how Alabama State has that gold gradient? I don't think I've seen that anywhere else. So I was happy to be able
you're talking about on the shoulders?
On the helmet.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, I see it. Gold to black. I see it. I see it.
And that's one of my favorite helmets in the SWAC.
And then this is the black uniform for FAMU with the strike on the side, the dark green strike. And so when you're doing these, do you also do like their alternate logo? Like, you got some folks in the chat already talking about where's Alabama A&M?
Alabama A&M is coming, Texas Southern is coming, Grambling is coming, UAPB is coming, and who am I? Bethune-Cookman's coming. We have them coming. They're coming. But yes, most schools, I want to say Florida A&M, they have 5 different uniforms that I created. Everybody has at least 2. And teams like, who was it that only had 2? Like South Carolina State, they only really wear 2 uniforms. I made a semi-alternate one for Mississippi Valley State because, Valley kind of needs that love because they don't really get it. But
that's the video that I played at first was the Valley video. That was really, I liked the video. Oh Lord, did he put the LeBron logo on? You folks are just acting up in the chat. Somebody asked, did you put a LeBron logo on?
No, I didn't put a LeBron logo on.
No, he didn't put a LeBron logo on.
Does FAMU have a LeBron logo on their stuff now?
I haven't seen one. I seen only Nike. I only saw the Nike one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that. And I can update these as well. So if that is the case, I can just go ahead and update that with LeBron.
So your uniforms are highly requested. Have you ever thought about designing uniforms, like for folks, like telling them what type of mixtures they need, like for real. Some folks need help with designing uniforms.
So actually, I do some work with Chicago State University, and they just formed a women's triathlon team, and I got to work on their uniforms about a few weeks ago. So it's the first time I worked on a uniform, but may get into that. We'll see.
Lord. Don't y'all be up in the chat making requests. He is doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He could just keep all the uniforms to himself. Somebody in the chat said we need your help after last year and that gray conundrum that we had. We might need your help with designing actual uniform combinations.
Well, the people that are in charge of that, they have my number. They know how to reach me.
Oh, you heard that? Jackson State got his number. He used to work there for 3 years. So I think that would be what? A.D. Robinson? Get him on the line.
Nah, I don't call him out like that.
Okay, so another thing that I had a question about, I know you said that you're a gamer. Do you think that HBCUs should have been included in the original piece, or is this something that maybe they can come out with a later release, like maybe FCS, FCS Plus? You know how they come out with other ones, like other extra.
That's actually the rumor, that they'll put the FCS game players in later, maybe downloadable content, something like that. But of course, everybody wanted HBCUs and FCS in there, but they came out with 134 schools. And then they went to each of the schools and put 150 realistic stadiums in the game. To put everybody in there, I think it would have been much. And then if they ended up missing, say, Division II, then, you know, there's an argument for that too. I think there's so many colleges in football right now. I'm not one to be mad about it. And like I said, there's rumors that they'll come in soon. But yes,
so
I would have loved
to have like outsourced it, like for the FCS level. Hey, if you guys have a drone, we need a 360 of your stadium.
I don't know. It could have been the case. And I was actually looking at something earlier, because I know they have a lot in the game, but supposedly in FIFA, they have about, 700 teams? So, I mean, they could have.
Right.
But hopefully they.
That's what I was saying, is they're like literally $1 billion company. Like,
yeah.
Actually, Dre's pointed out that 2.2 million people paid $100 extra just to get the game 3 days earlier.
And see, and I think that has a lot to do with it as well. This game's coming from a 10-year hiatus. Now that they have these funds, I'm sure they're putting it in. They have to put it in. If not, it's going to be an issue.
Okay. And then Jerome Brooks, Jackson State alum, asked if you're open to doing seminars for graphic design students.
You can put my email in the chat.
Okay. And I will do such, and you reach out to him directly. Mr. Motley, can you go ahead and share if you would like to share, or I wanted you to explain your made from nothing graphics. Can you basically tell us a little bit about your name? Where did you get it from?
Okay. So made from nothing graphics, all artists, I think any artist, whether it's musical, whether it's fine art, whether it's even dance, you know, any type of art is such an amazing skill to have. Because we're literally making things out of nothing. Not everybody can do that. So my skill is to make graphics and video and what have you out of absolutely nothing. So I rocked with that and came with made from nothing graphics. But what the business is, or what I'm growing it to be, is to help the little guys. I'm a big underdog person. And I want HBCUs and FCS schools to have that Ohio State look, that Clemson look, that look to compete with FBS schools and be able to market their players just as well. So right now I'm working with a few schools in the MEAC and SWAC, and then one in the Southland to up their graphic design and social media base so that they can compete.
Might have to be up in there. I'm a little guy too.
Hey, absolutely. So it started with small businesses, but kind of transitioned to schools, but I still work with small businesses as well.
That's great. Does anybody else have any questions for James? Just drop them in the chat. I think it's amazing what you're doing. The HBCU Twitter is really excited about all the different games, right? Especially like the exclusiveness of, I saw North Carolina Central versus Alabama State the other day, the Orange Blossom Classic. So it's really great to see that type of content, right? I actually want to have a gamer where they're on here streaming and we do our own classic. Let's do the classics on gaming live so we can settle this once and for all.
So that's what I'm doing these for. I want to do a dynasty where there's the MEAC and the SWAC conference inside of college football, and I want to get a group of 18 guys to just go ahead and knock out that dynasty, see who's up the top. But that's the reason we're creating this.
Okay, so when does your dynasty league start?
I haven't locked that in yet. I'm creating all the uniforms and getting all the schools in, and then after that we'll go ahead and get it. But I'm hoping by early to mid August.
Okay. And so if people want to be a part of this dynasty, do they just watch out for you on Twitter or
watch out for me on Instagram?
On Instagram. Okay.
On Instagram, yeah.
And of course, I want to say that your Instagram was posted earlier. Here it is right here. So if you would like to, or you're interested in that dynasty, or once again, if you're interested in downloading those uniform updates, I put it on the right-hand side, FMN Graphics. Just search that and you'll be able to download. And as James said, he'll be finishing up on the rest of those uniforms within the next week. Anything else you want to say? I want to thank you, of course, for coming on the show. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
Not too much. Thank you for having me, and I'll be watching. This is really cool.
All right. Thank you, James, for coming on. And I appreciate you for coming and sharing with us the great work that you do. I love a creative mind.
Appreciate it.
Jay White, right. The Instagram is on there already. You was gonna lose. Alabama A&M wasn't gonna win in the online dynasty anyway. Jackson State was gonna win out in the SWAC. I might have to get my own PlayStation to show them. I need to pop out and show them.
Did the SWAC do the ratings yet?
I was a Halo type of girl though, or Resident Evil. I don't really too much do the football thing.
The SWAC put out the preseason ratings, right? The rankings.
Yeah. Alabama State's.
Yeah, I don't think Jackson State was up top.
Oh,
but all right, y'all have a nice night. I'll see y'all later.
Leave out like that. James should have stayed up here since he want to talk. Hold up now. Behold, green and gold. Behold. Uh-oh, Jay, you got me. I'm echoing. No, he didn't leave out like that. That's the behold the green and gold over there. That, of course, was none other than Mr. James Motley. Yeah, he shot a slug and left. He don't even know. I was on my best behavior. And it's SWAC Saturdays. Hey Jay, how you doing?
Hey T, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There go Mr. Ford. He said drop the link.
Oh, Lord, y'all dropping links early. All right, let me go ahead and get that in there. That was a great interview to start off the night. Welcome, everybody to She Loves These SWAC Saturdays. We just had Mr. Motley on here, and he just shared with us his wonderful graphics that he's created for college football. I wanted to delve a little bit deeper into this game, though, right? Because for me, I look at it from a standpoint of y'all could have had the FCS teams in there, but you chose not to. And while I do think that all of this stuff is very, very dope, what I find interesting is that the likes of people, the creative minds that could have possibly been paid for this, they are having to basically import all of this stuff and work very hard, and the student athletes aren't getting paid their little $600 and a free game, which I'm telling you right now, $600 in a free game, I think that they would like that. That's not nothing to, be like, oh no, I don't want that. That's not good enough NIL deal for me. Hey, Mr. Ford, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Mr. Ford?
All right, how you doing? I found that information you have on the side there about is that Congressman Lee? She was from Texas. What was her name?
Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas.
Yeah, I heard that she had passed. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a small, or not small. She had they said a small bout of pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she had it for a short time and she passed away.
Right.
That's my news.
Right. Yes. That's definitely news. I think she and Skip Gates were students at Yale University together.
Yeah, I want to say they talked about her. Let me see if I can find that information.
Yeah, because didn't she recently run for mayor of Houston? Didn't she run for mayor of Houston?
She was a Democratic representative. I don't know about her.
Yeah, but I think she ran for mayor of Houston or something.
Okay, so Miss or Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. She was a Houston Democrat that has served in the House since 1995. Good Lord. So Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, a Houston Democrat who has served in Congress since 1995. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'll pull this tab up.
Right.
And we can go ahead and read it.
That was it said she served on the city council of Houston.
But I thought she ran for mayor. One of the last things she did was ran for mayor of Houston.
So I'll just read the.
Okay, hey, Miss Wynn said yes, she did run for mayor. That's this is that Miss Melanie Wynn?
Yes, this is Miss Behold, the Green and Gold. She's from Norfolk.
Right. She said that she did run for the mayor. Yeah, now listen, I want you to remember this name. Her name was Wilhelmina Delco. She was a member of the, I think she was in Congress for years. She was from the state of Texas. Now listen, her daughter went to Clark with me.
Oh, wow.
Wilhelmina. And I think she's still living. Somebody in the Texas, in Wilhelmina Delco still living. She should be in her 90s. But her daughter went to Clark with me.
Okay. So her family announced her death on Friday evening. With incredible grief for our loss, yet deep gratitude for the life she shared with us, we announced the passing of United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee of the 18th Congressional District of Texas. Along with fellow Democrat Lloyd Doggett, she was the senior member of the current Texas delegation. A powerful voice of our Constitution and human rights, she fought tirelessly to advance fairness, equity, and justice for all. This is the former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi wrote on X in a statement that also saluted her relentless determination. She was known as a strong advocate for women and minorities, serving proudly in the same district once represented by Barbara Jordan, the first African-American woman elected to Congress from the South since the Reconstruction era of the 19th century. Her unyielding zest for justice and fair play could never be suppressed, said Representative Kwasi Mafume in a statement. She worked so hard for what she believed in and made all of us around her work just as hard. I will miss my buddy who refused to let the world silence her voice. A vocal presence in the Congressional Black Caucus, Jackson Lee attempted to combat domestic violence through an expansion of the Violence Against Women Act and worked to have Juneteenth recognized as a federal holiday, which occurred in 2021. The holiday marks the day, June 19th in 1865, that the last enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas, finally learned of their freedom, and it had long been celebrated in Texas. Wow. So, Mr. Ford, what do you think about that? And Jay, what do you guys think about that?
You mean Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Yeah, she came from a line of strong Black women out of Texas, like they just told you about Barbara Jordan. I remember Barbara Jordan as a kid. She played a role in that Watergate hearing. And she would always set the record straight as far as what was the law. She was a Texas Southern graduate. There was another one, you can look him up. His name was Mickey Leland. Mickey Leland was out of the state of Texas. Now, I think Mickey was Texas Southern graduate. Mickey died in a plane crash in Africa, I believe in the 80s. Look, you can look him up, Mickey Leland.
Mickey who?
Mickey Leland.
Leland, okay.
Mickey Leland, yeah, he was from the state of Texas. It was Mickey Leland, Barbara Jordan, Wilhelmina Delco. Wilhelmina Delco is still living.
Oh, he graduated from Texas Southern University.
Yeah, Mickey Leland. Yeah, he died in a plane crash in Africa, I think it was.
George Thomas Mickey Leland III was an American politician and an anti-poverty activist. He served as a congressman from the Texas 18th District and the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Right.
Graduated from Wheatley High School and education.
That's in Houston. Yeah. I went to a high school game one night, was Wheatley against, was it Madison? They had like 50,000 people there at a high school football game. That's while I was a student at Grambling.
Okay. What do you think about the Talladega gymnastics? They have less than 11 days to raise $500,000.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that the team was trying to raise the money, right?
Yeah, but they need like a big time donor. Kyrie.
Yes, so far they raised like 20-something thousand. The last time I seen it.
Yeah, I kind of heard that too. I think I saw some, was it on Facebook or Instagram? I saw something.
They have it really running everywhere. They really do have it every single day.
It's on Twitter as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to police anybody's money, but you know, it's literally 10 or 20 celebrities donating $50,000.
Well, you got a platform. You can encourage them to do it because a lot of people are listening to you. I've found out some more of my friends are listening to you.
And you know, the U.S. gymnastics team is they're on where is they're doing the Olympics right now.
Yeah, you mean Simone Biles in that crew?
Yeah, because Simone, I wouldn't even necessarily need a donation from her. You just need Simone Biles to retweet it. Literally a retweet from Simone Biles saying, "Hey, help this gymnastics team out." You would have the 500,000 in 3 days.
I know it was one celebrity that should be donating, but we ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah. Miss Timona, how you doing? I'm on.
Fine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, how's everyone? Mr. Ford, what's going on? And
hey, how's you doing?
Good. You all doing a wonderful job. I'm sorry, I was trying to get on earlier. I just want to say Miss Jackson Lee was like a titan. I've had like events that I attended, and she and I sat together, and I had a lot of friends that worked for her. Right. And she was a titan and a fierce civil rights advocate for women and Black issues. And, we lost someone that was very powerful in the Congress, and she'll be missed. I mean, she was hard to work for. I mean, I had friends who just quit. It was like, Dan, I can't take it. I said, man, stay in there. Try to just keep working. He went on back and worked with her. And he was there for many years, but like his first couple of years, he was quitting like every week because she had a standard. So she was a wonderful person.
Well, did you know Wilhelmina Delco?
I didn't know her. I didn't know her.
Yeah, she was out of the Austin area. She's still living. She was in Congress for years.
Yeah, I didn't know her. Yeah. It's just that, because, I live in DC, so when they had events there, so that's when I would attend those events. But she was powerful. Now, getting back to this Talladega, it's a damn shame that we had all this hype about the program, and now they're like trying to survive. It doesn't make any sense. For how much they need? 200,000 or $500,000?
500,000.
That sounds like a whole. What's that like?
2 years. That's probably
2 years. So what were they doing? People promised them money for the program and never paid?
So I feel like
Mr. Moda, don't you have
it's not a generating sport. It's not a generating revenue sport yet. So if you don't generate the revenue, you're gonna need the money.
Well, what do you mean by it doesn't generate money?
Meaning it's not a sport. It's not necessarily a sport that brings Talladega revenue in. So meaning the athletics has to cover it in their budget. So
don't they? Hell, it's an Olympic sport. They make money from that, right?
Well, maybe they're not tapping into those resources, or maybe those resources didn't tap into them.
Mr. Ford, what you think?
Now you were saying about. I'm sorry. Repeat what you were saying about the team. About the team.
Like, why are we in this situation with the gymnastic team needing money? That doesn't make sense.
I think it goes back to somebody on here say that they having some serious financial problems at the school. I know that the president stepped down in, was it May or June? I think he was a lawyer. He stepped down, and I think they have a new president. So, we're going through a period where there's belt tightening if they don't see you as a necessity, they're getting rid of you.
Okay. All right. So I worked at a university. I understand all of that. So yeah. Well,
it's a new administration that we have to find out, does this new administration feel that they're necessary? Because I tell people now, people always ask me about what does it take to be good in sports or be a perennial winner. I tell them it starts in the president office.
You got to have a president.
For you can forget it, because that's what I'm telling people right now. I'm going to be honest with y'all. With Dr. Larry Robinson stepping down at FAM, I think FAM's athletic department is going to blow up, because he was not a fan of athletics. He pretended he was, but he was not.
Mr. Ford, that softball coach just went to Alabama State.
I heard. Yeah, I heard.
Wait a second. What? Who went to Alabama State?
The softball coach at Florida A&M.
But Mr. Mona, didn't you have an AD on your show? How come you didn't ask her about that?
Dr. D, you will get banned from my show if you start over here with that mess. Don't be over here being messy. How was I supposed to know that she was gonna resign? She didn't leave until after the AD Sykes left.
So okay, so what you're saying is when when my department head leaves, that's when I'm gonna roll out and put my resignation letter on her desk. So when she comes back from out of town.
No, what that means is Alabama State had an opening. She applied because she wants to go to Alabama State. Maybe they had higher pay. Maybe they have better facilities. And
they got nice facilities.
No. They got better facilities. They got better facilities.
Nice facilities. I've been
they got better.
Let's just go over Miss Coach Patterson's time at FAMU, because
she came from Bethune-Cookman, didn't she?
She was underneath the previous coach who also resigned.
Wait a second. Can you go over her history again? Wait. How long was she there?
About 2 years,
She was already there, and the previous coach, either she resigned or she retired. Her name was Con something. Let me see if I got that.
Now we're talking about
Camise was underneath the previous softball coach who had a really, really bad.
She was bad. Yeah, she wasn't that.
But before her, the other person resigned too. So basically, what they've been doing is they've been continuously promoting within.
Yeah, you remember they had a lady who was she was the softball coach at Florida A&M. Name was Wiggins. That lady was legendary down there.
Yep. All right, so I'm getting ready to read this. So she was just elevated to, and you know who elevated her? The interim AD. So
that was Michael. Michael.
Stuff just be over there. It might just get a little shaky. So we're just gonna go ahead and read it and put context to it. I definitely don't want for an AD to get blamed for somebody leaving. Some people have a tendency to do that sometimes, when in reality, maybe she just wanted to change the scenery. Maybe they were paying more. So it says, Florida A&M Athletics announces Camise Patterson as the new softball head coach. Florida A&M's athletic interim director of athletics, Michael Smith, announces Camise Patterson as the 6th head coach of the Rattlers softball program. We're happy to announce Camise Patterson as our new softball head coach. Coach Patterson is a very intelligent person who has prepared herself for this opportunity. She's energetic and poised, to build on the storied program's great legacy. She's committed to developing our student athletes and creating a championship atmosphere. Patterson was elevated to head coach after serving as the interim head coach for the summer and fall of 2022. So this is while y'all had, what's his name? Gaucher? Patterson served on the 2021 and 2022 teams as the assistant coach and helped lead the Rattlers to the SWAC tournament in their first season in the SWAC with a conference record of 12 and an impressive 9-5 home record. Patterson plays a critical role in the development of shortstop Destiny Cuervez, who earned all SWAC first team honors. Patterson was also a part of legendary coach Veronica Wiggins' staff from 2016 to 18 as a volunteer assistant coach, and was part of the 2016 and 17 MEAC Conference Championship teams. Patterson played and graduated from Campbell University in 2015 with a Bachelor of Science in kinesiology. How do you say that?
Kinesiology. That's the study of movement.
Right.
Yeah. So
that usually goes hand in hand with physical education.
Yeah, she decided she's gonna move. She studied movement, and she decided to move to Alabama. Patterson played 3 seasons for the Camels and had a career high and team leading 12 home runs in her senior season. So, and she's actually from North Carolina. Miss
So, Mr.
Patterson.
Ford, this sounds like money and facilities.
Yeah, well, listen, the guy Jason Campbell, you got to remember now, he wants the best. What do you call that trophy? Is it the commissioner's trophy?
Yeah, he won the commissioner's trophy.
Yeah, he wants it every year. He tries that. The only thing that's not winning big at Alabama State is men's basketball, and that football program is not a championship program. Now, if they get that going, man, listen.
Oh, it will be. It will be, because they got a lot of my homeboys on there. That's why I donated. I gave them some
where's your home? Where's your home?
My 305, baby, 305.
What city?
Miami.
Oh yeah. Dade County.
This is what y'all don't realize. Alabama State is over here playing chess, not checkers.
That's correct.
Why?
Yeah.
Because Jackson State is getting ready to bring back their golf program. Alabama State has continuously won the Commissioner's Cup year after year after year after year. Good Lord. I'm just like, dang, can somebody else win it? And so basically what Alabama State does is they basically invest in those Olympic sports, and they're always pulling out SWAC championship.
Oh yeah, especially the track and field and that tennis.
Yep.
That tennis program.
Yeah, their tennis program is tight.
Yeah. But now Prairie View pushes them. Prairie View has a good all-around program too.
So
all right, y'all. Look, you all
on Miss Patterson. Well, you know what, Dr. D, while you're on here, I'm so glad.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you're on here, right?
Why is that? Don't talk about Howard. What?
Go ahead.
She bringing out the liquor.
Hey, can y'all help Howard get at least 125 pieces in the band?
Okay. Can I speak on this?
Yeah.
I'm glad you raised that. I'm glad you raised this. I'm
125.
okay. For those who don't know, I'm a graduate of Howard, and I spent 8 years working at Howard in student affairs.
Right.
And the cheerleaders, Miss Howard, student government, all those components was under me, and I had to work hand in hand with Dr. Newsom for the band. Right. During those years, back in the 90s, we had 200 pieces, right?
No.
Over 200. Yeah. Yeah, back in the 90s.
Okay.
But when you had a change in the presidents who took scholarships away, so when Kamala Harris got inaugurated in the office, I'm in DC, they had the Howard University band marching, and I said, is that the pep band? They said, nah, Dana, that's the full band. I said, nah, we ain't talking about 45 people. Don't do it. Why y'all embarrassing the school like that? And then when we went to the Celebration Bowl, I would have told them don't even go on the field.
Right. That's
because it doesn't. I played in the band. So you cannot put a small band like that on the field against like a FAMU, Jackson State, Southern. You just gonna look bad, and that's not the image of Howard. So
well, let me ask you: was it Wayne F. Fredericks who was anti-band? Who was it?
It was Wayne. It was Dr.
Wayne F. Fredericks.
Yeah, he was anti because he was slowly pulling away, and I know it's gonna be some people that hear this, but I don't care. Okay.
So if you have 45 people, like how many drums is that? How many woodwinds? Like
that's probably about 5 or 6 snares.
Yeah, that's 5 or 6 snares. Yeah, 4 tubas. That's about 4 tubas.
Middle school band. That's what it is. It's a middle school band.
My high school band was 100.
Does your band have more than 45 pieces? The one that you were chaperoning.
Who, me? Oh
yeah, God. Jay. No, Jay was chaperoning a high school band, right? The other day.
Oh, they're bigger than that, bro.
Oh, you talking about my high school?
Yeah, how many do they have in the band?
It's about good 50, maybe.
Oh, okay.
They're bigger than Howard.
My band, my high school, Miami Central High, when we had Mr. Talbert back in the 80s, our band was 175, and we were a feeder to FAMU. Okay, because I had a FAMU scholarship too. And it's just a travesty just to see the Howard band. Just it's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna really put the effort to make a good solid band, then why have a band program? Because you're embarrassing the school like that.
And that's what they did at the Celebration Bowl.
Yes, I wouldn't even had them. I was sitting in the stands, Mr. Ford, and I looked over at Fam. I'm looking at Fam, and I'm looking at Howard. I said, please don't go on the field. Just play in the stands.
Right.
But when it's the image. You can't come out here and say, oh, we're the best black school in America. We're the top notch. And then you looking like that. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Well, Dana, Dr. D, I'm so glad that you came on the show today because, you know, the other day during SWAC Media Day, you and a couple of others were cutting up in the chat.
What are you talking about?
You don't remember?
I neither can confirm nor deny that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I done deleted the comments now, but y'all was over there instigating during the commissioner's live.
Don't say y'all. Who you talking about?
Danon, Mr. Campbell, Rocky, Avis.
I know them folks, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, now you don't know what I'm talking about. You want me to pull them up?
Yeah, pull it up.
I don't feel like pulling it up.
Okay, that's because no evidence. It didn't happen. So I don't know.
I deleted it so people wouldn't go back and read it. Oh, that was embarrassing. All right,
I think the commissioner is doing a wonderful job.
Amen.
What he's doing a wonderful job.
Amen.
He got a pay raise.
Yeah.
And he's turned the SWAC around.
Yes, he has.
Compared to the MEAC, he had, out of all the black college athletic conferences, the SWAC is number one.
Yes, without a doubt.
So it is what it is.
Okay. So
Dr. McClelland is a good commissioner. All the presidents thinks he's good because if the presidents, people got to understand the SWAC commissioner is just like the NFL commissioner, right? The owners of the teams don't like you, they will remove you. So he got all 12 schools backing him, and he got a 8-year increase in his contract. Hey, it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to read a scripture.
Which one?
This is just you're gonna get ready to hear it in shortly. It's in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, verses 1 through 8. I'm gonna read
the wrong book. That's the wrong book.
No, it's not.
You need to be in
for
Proverbs.
Everything there is a season. If you don't be quiet while I'm talking,
okay,
I'm gonna silence you over there cutting up. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. So I'm just going to say my little spiel, which is that at SheLovesThee, we love having the chat going, especially on Saturday nights. We love the back and forth and the pettiness, as long as we respect each other and not do personal attacks against people, right? We also, one of my premises for my platform is the ability to bring the fans in to be able to experience what I'm experiencing live, right? And I pride myself in creating that fan experience for people. So my premise is, hey, I'm going to go live so that folks can ask questions in the chat. And I do feel like this needs to be addressed because I'm going to explicitly say this. There absolutely was nothing wrong with me asking a question, okay? There's nothing wrong with asking questions. But when someone lets you know either they're not going to answer the question, they don't want to talk about it, because of where we're at and the time and the space that we were in, you respect what that person is saying and you just move on. That's all. And for me, it's not necessarily about protecting my brand, but it's more so about being able to continue to bring that fan experience to these types of events. I have no problem with playing, going back and forth, being petty. I think everybody saw several of my interviews. They were playful. But, you know, some folks, they don't play like that. And I'm sure that if you're talking to one of your presidents or somebody that's in the administration that you go to school with or your alma mater, that you're going to give them a certain level of respect or refrain from speaking about certain topics because you respect them. And just because you might not agree with what they're saying, you still in that space because it's my space and you don't want to jeopardize what I have going on. You don't want to be unprofessional, right? So I just wanted to clear the air about that, right? Because I love going back and forth with folks, talking mess. I have no problem with folks doing it in the chat. But as the scripture said, there's a time and a place for everything. I'm sure we saw how Jay was interacting with Coach Maynor on ESPN. It was cringy. Like, it wasn't funny. It was cringeworthy. You want to give a certain type of respect. There's folks that be making fun of Maynor all the time on here. There's folks that are critical of the SWAC on here. We've been talking about moving the SWAC, the tournament. Mr. Ford is very vocal about what he does and does not like. But when we go into those certain spaces, there's a certain way that you act, right? And we all know this because we all work in corporate America, have worked with people, get corporate government contracts and all of the like. So that's all I wanted to do for today. Was I wanted to address that elephant in the room, and I wanted to do it publicly because it was on my public platform. So thank you. I've said my piece and we can continue on with the show.
Okay, well, on that note, there's a time for me to go. Thank you so much. Mr. Ford, it's always a pleasure talking with you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
He said it's a time for me to go. Go ahead, Mercy.
Hey, Timona, what flavor that is?
Blackberry. XXO. Oh, and those of you that didn't see the interview, I'm so glad you guys asked because I have no problem with replaying the interview so that you can see it because I clipped it up.
Jerome is wild in the chat right now.
And we can wild in the chat. It's Saturday. You can wild it in the chat. It's Saturday night. You can let your hair down. You can have a glass of wine or some water.
I keep thinking y'all talking about me, but I keep forgetting y'all talking about Jay Walker.
You don't want to, yeah, they was cutting up. So Mr. Jay Walker, he was just kind of cringy on some of his stuff. And there's nothing wrong with asking whatever question you want to ask. Just like there's nothing wrong with someone saying, either I'm not at liberty to say, or we're not going to talk about that, you know, and then you just move on from whatever it is that you talk about, move on to the next subject, because you're not going to force somebody to answer a question, right? You're not going to force people to talk. You're not going to force someone to answer a question they don't want to answer. You just make it it's just not cool. Okay, but we're gonna, Mr. Ford.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and play. You said that you liked what Commissioner had to say.
McClelland?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you get the chance to watch the ESPN show?
I've watched some of it. I haven't watched the whole thing in its entirety. I've watched some of the coaches' interviews.
How did you think that Jay Walker did with the coaches?
He was just being silly like he does sometimes, you know. But see, the thing that he has on his side, he has the ultimate professional, Tiffany Green, sitting by him. So with Tiffany being there, that's like a wall against that silliness, like you said, that ignorance and stuff he does. Because he doesn't act like that everywhere. I've seen him on other telecasts with other people. He doesn't act like that. But you know, when it comes to the SWAC, he's does this underhanded little stuff and say little things, usually that are not true. And because for me, you know,
and it's not like doing it for a soundbite or something, or doing it for the gram. You know, a lot of times media has came into like maybe getting impressions or getting a soundbite. And to me, it just, you attract more bees with honey, right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. He knows better. He's just, you know, he can get away with it, but he knows better, man.
Right. And you know, a lot of people, they know better, they just choose to do different, right?
Yeah. But, you know, if they step to him, he'll stop that mess, because he doesn't do that on all telecasts. I've seen him do telecasts with PWI, and he's totally different.
Mm-hmm. And EA made a comment. He said, Timona, I agree with what you're saying. With the VIP guests, they should not be able to read your chat line because public comments can get crazy at times. So I would agree with that if it was like random people that were doing the craziness in the chat, but it wasn't. So, and at the end of the day, everybody that's in the chat has professional jobs and they know how to act. Period. And like I said, there's a time and a place for everything. And EA, the fact that you're saying this is absolutely asinine, because on ONG Strike Zone, I wasn't even saying anything bad about the basketball hire, and they blocked me. So for you to say that is really like, y'all be double talking. And the standard that you guys hold for other people's platform is not the same standard that you hold for, you're not going to do that on certain people's platform, period. Not going to do it. And I addressed this publicly because it happened publicly. Moving right along. I'm going to go ahead and play the interview. Welcome. That was an intermission, that little video that you had. I'll play the rest of it later because we have Dr. Charles McClelland here, none other than the commissioner of the SWAC.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is our
again this year. That's right.
I feel lucky, right? I get to interview you live. Everybody has a lot of questions for you.
Sure.
The first one being, of course, the breaking news announcement that we're moving the basketball tournament to Atlanta.
That is correct.
So last year when we talked about the tournament, we talked about how building a home base.
That's correct.
So important. And also the investment, right, piece. So I'm guessing that Atlanta has, given you a great investment into this tournament.
That's a good guess. Yes.
Can you expound a little bit about this historic switch to Atlanta and the thought process behind it?
Well, I think you summed it up perfectly. We're looking for a home where they're going to invest heavily. We've heard from our constituents, which is the fans, that say that they wanted our basketball tournament to be a destination event. We've expanded it from 8 teams to 10 teams this year, and then the following year is going to be 12. It's going to be at the Gateway Center, which is a NBA arena. The WNBA Dream play there, and the G League plays there. So we're going to have suites, and we're going to have drinks. We're going to team up with the Atlanta Fulton County Recreational Authority. We're going to have concerts. We're going to have day parties. We're going to have career fairs.
Day parties?
Yeah, so
in Atlanta? Oh, y'all
right.
may be lit.
Right.
So this is kind of like, you know, when I hear all of this, I'm thinking of, because I'm in North Carolina, I'm thinking about CIAA and how everything ties into it, you know, with the community events and day parties and stuff. And I'm getting excited just hearing it. So I'm going to ask some of the fan questions because they have a lot.
Sure.
There's a couple of questions that one of my fans gave me on Saturday, Mr. Ford. I'm not going to ask all of those questions, but one of the questions is, can you please ask how much direct revenue has the SWAC received from the HBCU Gold Deal?
Yeah, we don't display those numbers.
They're not going to display those numbers. Next, is there any updates on a possible conference expansion? Last year when we talked, you know what? It seems like people have the same questions over and over.
Yes.
Because last year you emphasized that for anybody to be added to the conference, they have to add value.
Yes. That hasn't changed. And from an expansion standpoint, that hasn't changed. You know, we said that we don't want to expand and create additional hardships for our member institutions.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that's coming in. There's great value of being a part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, both intrinsic value and financial. And the distribution is strong. Our memberships are very excited about where we are from a financial standpoint, the dollars that they get. We don't want to dilute that.
Right.
And you talk about sold out stadiums. You talk about 7 of our games have 50,000 people or more. Bethune-Cookman and FAMU has come in and have done a tremendous job of elevating our brand. We got as much from them coming as they got out of joining the SWAC. And if we ever expand, those are going to be the criteria that we take a look at.
Okay. So he's answering all the questions, but a lot of the questions, they remain the same. So that means when I do my little spiel on my podcast and I say that Commissioner McClelland said X, Y, and Z, that means that it holds the same. This holds true because I get asked the same questions over and over, and I just repeat what you told me last year.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Stephen. Stephen, you've never seen the commissioner say any numbers as far as HBCU go. Ultimately, what you're typing there is what you heard out in the social sphere, which is not anything that came from the conference office. No conference office, whether it's the SEC or the SWAC, gives publicly the numbers from their deals.
Right.
It allows others to negotiate against you.
Right.
So it is not a real good tactic to do so, because if you put numbers out there, you have now limited your ability to get and maximize your revenue.
So Commissioner, congratulations on getting your extension to 2032. Can you elaborate a little bit about some of the, well, not too much, but some of the things that you're looking to do in the SWAC in terms of like possibly growing it?
Well, we want to continue to grow. I think the thing that I am probably most proud of in the last 5 years, there's been a lot of movement. There's been a lot of inconsistencies within Division I. You have the House settlement. You have conferences that have lost teams. You have conferences that have to merge with other conferences. You have those that have lost television deals. And the Southwestern Athletic Conference has been one of the most stable conferences, FCS or FBS as well.
I keep saying it, that
Right.
the SWAC is bar none, especially when we talk in terms of FCS level, when we talk about notoriety as in the name, the SWAC is, up there. And I think that it's important to continue to flourish, and you've done an excellent job at doing that. Is there any way, or do you think that it is a possibility that you guys will get rid of divisions, or are the divisions more so to keep the financial piece, with traveling and stuff, to a minimum?
Well, part of the division when we brought in FAMU and Bethune-Cookman was obviously to keep travel down across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But we cross over in football.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've said this time and time again, oftentimes people say the commissioner did this, the commissioner did that. The commissioner doesn't make these decisions.
Right.
The decision starts with the sports groups to the ADs, SWAs, to the president. My role is to implement what they want done.
So you guys have votes and stuff.
Absolutely. Everything is voted upon.
So that means that all 12 of the presidents make these types of decisions. So like the decision to expand from the 8 teams to 10 to 12 is
that was at the athletic
voted.
director. So there are certain things that go to the president, certain things that stop at the athletic director level. All of that is predicated on our constitution and bylaws. But the conference office doesn't say, well, we're going to move to Atlanta, we're going to bring 12 teams, or we're going to change divisions. All of that is a derivative of the leadership within the conference, within the schools.
Okay. And then another question that I have is they have the SEC network, or they have the Texas A&M network. Is there a possibility that we can get, which these networks, they also coincide with ESPN Plus, because you're able to, if you click on it on ESPN Plus, it'll say that it's showing.
If I can interrupt you.
Okay.
They don't coincide with ESPN Plus. Those networks are owned by ESPN.
Oh, okay.
They're just under the mantra of the SEC. So Texas A&M doesn't have a network. Texas had to get rid of their network. Well, I shouldn't say get rid of. Texas can't show the games because of the contractual obligations of the SEC media deal. So the Texas.
Can we get a SWAC network when you guys renegotiate for ESPN?
Well, probably not, simply because of the revenue and the amount of people that have to watch and the infrastructure that it takes.
Okay.
That is the part of the reason why we have started the SWAC Digital Network. But what that does is it allows you to expand. So, for example, if we wanted to talk to Amazon Prime, or we wanted to talk to any one of those networks, that's the direction that we are setting ourselves up for.
And that would be through the SWAC Digital Network?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to clarify. So SWAC Digital Network is what would be utilized in the capacity of growing. And then you said that because of the ESPN deal and HBCU Go, how those things are structured, that the SWAC Digital Network is limited on certain things that it can show because of those.
Sure. Okay. Sure. And, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, we have more games shown than any other FCS conference. We on par with all of the Group of 5 FBS conference. So you have to really look at where you are, where you're positioned, what the market value is. We have third-party entities that evaluate what our market value is, what we can get, what we can't get. And we do the same as those major conferences, and we will continue to do that.
Okay. And my last question that I'm going to have, HBCU Go picked up more football games. They're showing 2 separate football games the same year. Same weekend. I'm sorry. So like on Saturday they have 2 games.
Yes.
And I remember last year when we were talking, you did say that they're going to expand into the Olympic sports. So piggybacking off of this question, is there any conversation with HBCU Go to increase the coverage of basketball and Olympic sports coverage this year?
Yes, it is. And again, part of what we want to expand, we have a goal of having all of our games, basketball, football, Olympic sports, on those platforms. So as HBCU grows, you're going to start to see the growth of the SWAC on that network.
Thank you so much, Commissioner McClelland.
Thank you.
And there you have it, folks.
Okay, let me just go ahead and address this real quick because people are being willfully obtuse in the comments. And let me also drop down my StreamYard because we can have a conversation about it. But let's just keep it a buck.
like I said before, there's nothing wrong with the question that was asked. Nothing was wrong with that. I asked the question. He said he didn't want to answer it, or that the SWAC doesn't answer it, and it should have ended there, right? That's all. That's it. There's nothing wrong with asking the question. I asked the question. As a matter of fact, I asked the commissioner a whole bunch of questions last year. He never ducked it. Okay. This particular question he didn't want to answer. That's fine. But you guys are being willfully obtuse, right? Because you guys know that it wasn't about the question. It was about what you were doing in the chat. Okay. And I have since deleted the chat, right? Basically calling him out. Oh, he doesn't want to talk about it. Why he don't want to talk about it? It's because there is no money. Like, let's not be willfully obtuse, okay? There's nothing wrong with the question. It's how you was acting after the question was asked. And then to have Rocky come, like, Rocky, you never come on my platform ever. Why are you on my platform in the chat being messy? You have your own show, okay? So the next thing that I wanted to do, because I feel like folks are playing in our face, right? Rocky has his own podcast. So if Rocky really wanted to know about, which he doesn't, because he doesn't do this type of data, let's go ahead and go to Night House and we'll do it together, right? We're going to do this together so that people can stop talking mess, right? Do HBCUs need better media rights deals? Do we need more money? Absolutely. But let's not act like the SWAC doesn't have some of the top, when we talk about FCS. For some reason, you guys feel like you should be comparing FCS to what the SEC gets. You guys are comparing apples to oranges. I'm going to drop the stuff in my chat and we're going to do it together. Okay? So this is called College Athletics Night House, New House. So basically, it basically breaks down academic finances. So I'm going to drop it in the chat. I'm going to increase it so that we can look at some of the schools. Y'all drop some FCS schools in the chat. They have this link on here. It's called Custom Reporting. Build, compare, and download. So basically, we can compare different schools. Mr. Ford, give me a school, a FCS school, that you want to compare the SWAC revenue for conference payouts.
North Dakota State.
Okay. Give me a couple of others. And what we're going to do is, like I said, I've put this on the screen so that everybody can use it. So you click custom reportings, and then it says select variables. You can get where the money comes from, which is athletic revenue, and you can select it yourself. And then you can select what type of revenue you're going to look at. They have NCAA conference distributions, media rights, and postseason football. And you can select that one. Then you can select which institutions, which we're going to go to the football championship subdivision. You said North Dakota State. Give me some other ones.
How about Richmond?
Okay, you said Richmond.
How about McNeese State?
So we got McNeese State.
Somebody said Georgia State.
Georgia State's the
Georgia
FBS.
State is the FBS.
FBS.
You said North Dakota State. You know who else we should be looking at? We should be looking at Hampton, North Carolina A&T, and Tennessee State, right?
Yeah.
Because these are the three HBCUs that decided to go to PWI conferences because Tennessee State's been there for a long time, but Hampton and North Carolina A&T, they've been there. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can find Hampton. Now, Hampton's not going to be in here because it's a private university, so they don't tell it. So, okay, and then let's do, what do you guys want to do? Jackson State? Who else do you want to compare it to?
What about Florida A&M?
FAMU. Okay, so you select the institutions that you want to compare. So we have FAMU, Jackson State, McNeese State, North Carolina A&T, North Dakota State, Tennessee State. I need some other PWIs.
I don't know any other PWI SCS.
Nicholls State. What about Nicholls State? UT Chattanooga. How about Mercer?
Nicholls State.
Nicholls State. Incarnate Word, isn't that one of them?
Yeah, let's do Incarnate Word because they're always
Incarnate Word, yeah.
Incarnate Word a private institution?
It might be private. Yeah, that might be private.
So it's not on there.
Okay. What about UT Chattanooga?
Tarleton? Is that a good one? Tarleton? All right. So we selected all of these information.
I said UT Chattanooga.
Let me see if that one's on here. University of... I don't see that one on here. University of Chattanooga.
They should be in that Southern Conference. What about Sanford's private, so that you won't see that.
You said University of who?
University of Chattanooga.
Let's get one out of the MEAC. Who do you want to get out the MEAC? Howard?
South Carolina State.
All right, let's do South Carolina State. And this is why I feel like folks are really, like, you guys are really playing in folks' space. You don't necessarily really, do y'all really care? Do you really care? I want you guys to what do they say about the Bible? Know for thyself, right? Do it for yourself. That way nobody can tell you any different. Okay, I got Appalachian State. Somebody said Appalachian State is
Appalachian State is FBS.
So you want to choose the FCS that we're choosing. You want to choose somebody
Appalachian State is FBS.
Around the same amount of students as everybody else too. But what about Lamar? How many students does Lamar have? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 universities. All right.
You said Lamar University?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. And then it's just asking, it says predefined comparison groups. Basically, we're doing FCS against FCS.
Oh, Lamar has 17.
Yeah, we don't need to do Lamar. So 2023, 2022, and 2021, and we're going to include a graph on it, okay? And you can generate these reports on your own. And basically what I did was I entered in information, and it's basically going to tell me how much do how much do these schools get in conference payouts, right? So this is from 2021 to 2023. Okay. So in 2021, which I think that was our COVID year, right? Basically. So the FCS median of all the schools was 780,000. FAMU got 930,000. Jackson State got 450,000. McNeese State got 510,000. Nicholls State got 610,000. North Carolina A&T got 1.69 million. North Dakota State University got 630,000. South Carolina State got 470,000. Tarleton State didn't get anything. And Tennessee State got 1 million. And as you can see at the bottom, it says NCAA conference distribution, media rights, and postseason football. And like I said, if you guys want to do this, you can also do it. You can do it as well, right? In 2022, the FCS median was 1.15 million. FAMU got 310,000. Jackson State got 880,000. McNeese State got 1.03 million. Nicholls State got 480,000. North Carolina A&T got 610,000. North Dakota State got 1.78 million. South Carolina State got 1.36 million. Tarleton State once again got nothing. And Tennessee State got 470,000. And some of this also might be a possibility that maybe somebody didn't submit their information, right? if you have a school that has nothing there, there's a possibility that either they didn't get a payout or they didn't do their reports like they're supposed to. In 2023, the FCS median was 1.12 million. FAMU is recording a zero here, but we all know that FAMU won the Celebration Bowl, and so, you know, and the SWAC championship. So this could be one of those things where they didn't report it, right? Jackson State took in 1.63 million. McNeese State took in 950,000. Nichols took in 1.04 million. North Carolina A&T took around 800,000. North Dakota State took in 1.47. So North Dakota State, going through all of FCS during their run, they took in less money than Jackson State. You guys see that? 1.63 million for Jackson State. And then South Carolina State only took in $64,778. That's really, really low. But Tarleton State and Tennessee State both are not listed. They have 0 listings on here. So what am I saying? Basically, what I'm saying is, number one, none of the people who are bringing up and making a really big deal about this stuff, they're not even doing the bare minimum of this, right? Because you guys really, really don't care. You guys were just trying to make a point, right? Or make a statement, right? All I'm saying. And I'm off my high horse. We can move on to the next conversation. All right, let's get back to She Loves These SWAC Saturdays. Get your wine in the air. Let's talk about something else.
I ain't got no wine, but I got tea. Sweet tea.
Well, you've been sipping on it. So, Mr. Ford. Football is less than
4 Saturdays away.
Are you excited or what?
Yes, I am. Man, it was some good sport talk. I started off, I listened to Southern Journal, Perry White. Perry White had some Southern football players on the day, and then he went and got a blast from the past. Nate Harrison, who played back in the 80s. I remember when he was in high school, when I was a student at Grambling, he was in high school. And I remember I was a student assistant to Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. He was the one that told me about Nate Harrison. And he had Nate on today. I listened to Carlos Brown had his cast on, and then he had Mr. Grant on from the SWAC MEAC Challenge and also the Celebration Bowl. That was really good today. So and now I got you right now. It's been a lot of good HBCU football talk today.
So Mr. Ford, you said last week, you said that you feel like the SWAC is going to be closer in play, right? There's not a clear, concrete winner.
You're talking about
like somebody who, like, you know how last year it was like, oh, FAMU's going to win. It's FAMU and nobody else. Or the previous 2 years. Oh, it's Jackson State.
Like how they went undefeated in the SWAC.
Right. So there's no clear winner this year, right?
I think it's more competitive. I think there's more parity. The difference, I think, is going to be the same as it's always been. It's going to be who has, because like I keep saying, everybody got personnel. But it's going to come down to who has the best coaching staff, best AD, best president, best faculty rep, best support staff. You know what? I was kind of shocked today. You know, Blue ain't high on Southern at all. Coach Green was in the chat, and Blue read him the business. So Blue is not high on Southern at all. I was like, because, you know, I respect what Blue has to say, but I was thinking that basically what Southern had to do was instill discipline in that program and organize that program And because Southern has never had a problem with talent. They've always been able to accumulate talent. But he was saying today that they have one of the most difficult schedules in the SWAC. And he also basically said that Noah Biden would probably be the starting quarterback, but the two freshman quarterbacks were actually better. Or, you know, they brought a lot to the table.
Well,
So
I asked Coach Maynard about his quarterback room, and he said he has a quarterback on there that's 6'8".
Yeah, that kid's from Georgia. He's from here. He's from the Atlanta area.
6'8".
Yeah, I saw him. Is he from Tucker? I think he's from Tucker High School, isn't he?
Good Lord.
Yeah, I've seen that kid. I've seen him.
So one of the good news that we have after the conclusion of SWAC Media Day is that they did go ahead and send us basically like breakdowns of all the teams. So basically their rosters and everything, which I know a lot of people were concerned with. Oh, you guys don't have the updates, you know.
Yeah, because in FAMU practicing right now. FAMU's practicing, right?
They better not be. It's not fall camp yet. It's fall camp.
Yeah, because remember, they got a game on the 24th of August.
Okay, yeah, so they probably get to start earlier.
I think they're in camp. What's today's date?
Today's the 20th.
Coach
Cozy said basically that it's going to be between possibly, even though he wanted to keep it a secret, it could be possibly between Maritovich and then Daniel.
Yeah. Well, we've known that. Yeah, we've known
But
that.
he did say that they don't have 8 quarterbacks. They only have 5 or 6.
Well, I thought Richardson was very rusty during the spring. He didn't show me that he was late on a lot of his throws. He was rusty. To me, he didn't really know that offense. I thought Maritovich was better than him in that spring game. It was obvious that Maritovich has been in that offense 3 years. I think they'll start off maybe with reps for both quarterbacks, but eventually maybe Richardson will take the position. But right now,
I'm saying it right now. This is going to be the year of the quarterback and the year of the defense, right? Because your quarterback has to be able to get the ball to your receivers. They have to be able to do pre-snap reads to make those adjustments, right? You have to have that IQ. And I know that they said that they were implementing the microphones in the helmets. Do you know if that's something that's going to be implemented in the SWAC?
Well, I know about the tablets on the sideline. I'm not sure about the helmets, but that would be great if they're going to put it in the helmets. That would be great.
Because you're going to need somebody to make those adjustments. So that's one thing that I can
that would be great.
Shador's football acumen, right? And it's amazing to see it. Well, it was amazing to see at Jackson State was his ability to make those in-game adjustments.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Jacobian Morgan is going to be that quarterback that you have to watch out for, right? Because he can do both. He might take off and he might throw the ball.
It'll be an asset for him to have TC as his offense, as his play caller too. That'll help him out a lot.
It would have been nice if one of our HBCUs would stream a spring game. So I feel like maybe after this fall camp, we'll really get to see how they match up. I'm going to pull up the media packet that I got, because it was really interesting to be able to see the roster of these kids, right? Everybody wants to know, like, who is in what. I get it. It's like a media kit. Can't find it now. Might have accidentally deleted it. Who did you think was best dressed, Mr. Ford?
Who did I think was best dressed?
Mm-hmm. Did you get a chance to see all their outfits?
Let's see. Okay, Maynard had on the velvet, right? Didn't Maynard have on velvet?
He did. There was a lot of like back and forth banter for that. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, he had on the velvet. I remember Cozy had on a real nice suit.
Yeah.
TC had on a real nice suit. I'm trying to think who else. I remember those three. Coach Robinson was well dressed. He was well dressed.
But who had the drip on? You didn't get to see.
It probably was TC, wasn't it?
TC.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead and comment in the chat. Who do you think had the best?
I thought them boys from Florida A&M with all them rings on, I thought they had to drip. It was Dean and wasn't it Kendall Bowler? Didn't they have on a lot of rings?
They did come in here wearing their rings, right?
Yeah, they had on rings everywhere. That Dean kid is gonna have a big year this year. He and Kendall Bowler.
The running back?
Yeah, I told you that kid is versatile. He can run it out the backfield with sprinter speed, but that kid can catch the ball downfield like a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. He's gonna have he should have a big year because he's versatile. He has that. You remember Marshall Faulk? He kind of got like that Marshall Faulk stuff in him.
So, I do have the media kit. Let's go ahead and. Well, see, this is the thing though, and this always happens. In fall camp, you always have a couple of folks that fall off, right? You always have that. FAMU was first in offense and second in defense. When they lost a lot of offensive players that either graduated or went in the transfer portal, but like you said they're going to run it back. So, okay.
They got that offensive line back, baby. That's the main thing. They got that offensive line back. They got them tight ends. They got them wide receivers. The only thing that's a question mark for them is quarterback play. That backfield is loaded. That wide receiver room is loaded. They're 3 deep on the offensive line. It's the question mark is quarterback.
Oh my God. See, you can cut up in the chat on a Saturday night. Y'all can do whatever y'all want as long as you guys don't say personal, personal
Yeah, keep
stuff.
it respectful.
That's all. That's it. That's all. Lord knows y'all be cutting up. And you over here dropping the
Huh?
You messy too, dropping the StreamYard.
No, Doc was asking for the link.
Oh, okay. I thought you was trying to get somebody up here to talk some mess.
Oh no.
Because you dropped it when Said dropped it. Look, Said. Thank you for coming on
Said
the
dropped
live
it too?
the other night. No, Said the one that said that Prairie View was 9-10.
Oh,
Mr.
Oh,
Ford, did
say
he,
it.
What'd you say?
Mr. Ford, did he make you go to sleep when he said that Prairie View was 9-2 last year?
Yeah, yeah. But the main thing is I continue to say, I want you to see that quarterback that comes in from the University of Houston. You got to see that kid on film.
Do not get started.
Yeah, you got to see that kid.
Don't talk about Prairie View because we don't need. They be throwing stuff in the air. Don't talk about Prairie View, please. For the love of God.
The biggest thing with Prairie View, and I keep saying this, is that I want to see better defense coordination and better defense play. I was just through with that defense last year. I thought the defense coordination was terrible, and the defensive play was terrible.
Mr. Ford, please don't talk about Prairie View. They will come up in here swinging.
Yeah, you said Fosselman was their defense coordinator, right?
Yes,
I didn't say that. They said that.
I did.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the coordination last year at all.
See, don't get Prairie View riled up because we are not getting ready.
Tamona, that's starting to come in.
They done threw up that hat talking about Prairie View. No, we wasn't. Mr. Ford, say something else about a different team.
Who I told you I was listening to that Blue give the negatives of Southern today. I was
Well, okay, so here's the thing about Blue. Blue is out. Okay, so Blue is objective and non-biased. I mean, he will say, okay, Coach Fred, I'm getting ready to say something. But luckily for Alcorn, they were predicted to go first, which I think is so interesting because their offense is Tyler Macon, and Tyler hasn't even played. He only played Southern Miss last year.
But their offense is a veteran squad, isn't it? Their
quarterback is not a veteran. He played 2 or 3 games at Mizzou.
No, I'm saying I know they lost the running back. They lost the quarterback, Eric Allen.
They lost a couple of receivers from last year too. So.
Oh, okay. But they were talking like the offensive squad for Alcorn is veterans.
I think he's going. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's gonna go more ground and pound.
He's gonna go what now?
Ground and pound, run the ball.
Oh yeah. Because that's what I think Jackson State's gonna do with all them bikes y'all got. I think y'all gonna ground and pound. Y'all gonna smash them out.
So I haven't posted my interview with Coach TC yet because I'm putting it together. But I'm excited about Coach TC because he let the cat out the bag, which I've been saying for probably over 3 months now that I said that Coach TC is going to be the offensive coordinator. So he let the cat out the bag that he's going to be the head coach, but he's going to do some play calling, right?
Yeah.
And he also let the cat out the bag that strategically hiring the offensive lineman from Texas Southern was because Texas Southern had the highest amount of rushing yardage.
Yeah, that's Ladarius Owens and them, right?
Right. But the offensive line coach is helped them achieve those numbers, right? So it was strategic for him to grab the Texas Southern coach at the exit of McKinney. And so him doing that makes me feel like he's going to be definitely doing a balanced type of offense.
Yeah, I think they'll probably be 60-40 run. They'll be 60-40 run.
So Dre says one of the problems for Jackson State is going to be game management, not getting delayed games, not having 14 guys. Now, Dre, you're exaggerating with 14 guys. 14 guys on the field.
It happens.
Well, you said that they're going to have the instruments and the helmets, right?
Yes, they're supposed to have this year. They're supposed to have the mics inside of the helmets for the QBs. so they can actually get the play from the sideline instead of have to run it over to the sideline. But it also would make sense if you have an experienced QB that can actually call the plays from the field and just pretty much basically execute that. But I don't think TC would have an issue with what we saw with Dooley trying to run his offense. I think when it came down to it with Dooley was too stubborn to try to switch up his offense, basically his signal caller in the quarterback. We saw what happened 2 years ago. Bashawn McCray and being the head man that was calling the plays, and then basically they get to the SWAC championship game, he poo-poos on himself, and you put in Bubba McDaniel. So when you put Bubba McDaniel in, he basically made it the game, even though to us the game was already pretty much out of hand at the time. But I don't think he'll have an issue as far as him being the head coach and the play caller, the offensive play caller for.
It's about time management, like they're saying in the chat. Like, you got to clean up those ridiculous mistakes, ridiculous penalties. I need them to practice with 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, going from one end of the football field to the next, like multiple times. And y'all gonna have to be right there on the line so that when you catch the ball or when you're running, you can run out of bounds. Don't be trying to explain to the players, we don't want hero ball. We don't want hero ball. Get the ball, get out of bounds. Period. Like, ain't no, I was going to try to get 3 or 4 yards. That's not what we asked you to do. We asked you to catch the ball and get out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if there's not nobody in front of you, you get some extra yards.
No, if it's 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock.
But still,
receiver, you need to catch the ball and go out of bounds.
So you said, tell me if it was a 5-yard hitch and he only ran 3 yards, a 3-yard
out of bounds. Get out of bounds.
And with like 3rd and 8, nah. I'm turning it.
3rd and 8.
Like if you talk, like you telling me to get out of bounds, right?
Yes, so because so if you're doing 3rd and 8 and it's a running back, then that means that you're running time off the clock. Get the 8 yards and get out. Like, don't.
So how close would the game? So this is another. How close would the game be?
I want people to play real football here. Like, we're not talking about trying to win. We're talking about you're literally going out of bounds so that you can reset and figure out your next play. Like, I really want for folks to. We're not talking about winning the game. You have to let trainees, student athletes, to know that you don't have to be the hero. We're not playing hero ball. We're trying to win the game. There was so many different games.
Who's the quarterback coach for TC?
Rip Kirk.
Rip Kirk.
Okay. Is that the guy from Mississippi State?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, I'm just saying it's always you always got to put in a scenario certain things like that. That's all.
3rd and 8 with a minute. 3rd and 8.
Like 3rd and 8, but so this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to see where like how it was. I'll give me a far example. The Super Bowl when
Alcorn game.
Played Atlanta.
Talk about Alcorn with Jason Brown.
That was terrible. That was terrible. That was terrible.
No, but what I'm saying is he was throwing the ball in the middle of the damn field. Like, no,
that's what I'm saying. That was terrible. Like, what I'm saying is,
do I need to pull up a football field and put some circles on it So y'all know what I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking. Okay. You said the Alcorn game, like the Alcorn game, where he was throwing from the far, where he was like where he was throwing from the far hash to throwing an out route from the far hash. And you got like a minute something left in the game. Yes, where he almost got it picked off like 3 times.
I don't even want to talk about how he got the ball intercepted, but something happened and we got the ball back.
We got the ball back.
I don't want to know what I don't know what the refs were doing. I don't know what happened. All I know is they intercepted the ball. The game was basically over, and then they said no, Jackson State got the ball.
They had Stevie Wonder glasses on. That's what happened.
I'm absolutely not playing like this. If you want to know what that looks like, if you want to know what it looks like, what superb execution at winning a game under a minute or a minute and 30 seconds is, watch Shedeur Sanders on that last run in the Celebration Bowl, right before we went to overtime with Travis Hunter. Oh yeah, my God.
Travis, yeah.
Oh, you have to watch that Pacific run of plays.
That play, yeah.
From one end to the other. The last play of the game, he threw it to Travis Hunter, and Travis caught it, and there's 0 seconds, and he gets it. That was so, oh my God. Like, you don't understand the amount of like, so I decided I had my hotel reserved. I had my ticket purchased. And when Dion did that thing at SWAC championship and said that he was leaving or whatever he did, I was like, oh,
that was some bull. That was some bull. Nah.
If you watched that last play,
I did.
Mr. Ford, do you remember that play?
Yeah. Which one now?
When Jackson State was down by 7.
Right.
In the Celebration Bowl versus North Carolina Central, it's the fourth
quarter
to tie the game up.
Yeah.
That whole set of plays, and he was basically throwing right there, right before getting out of bounds, right? All of his throws or whatever he was doing, even if he was passing it, or doing a running back play, they were right on that line and they'll get out. Like, that is the execution, right, of those game time decisions that have to be made, and they have to be executed perfectly. Like, that was probably one of the best runs that I've ever seen in my life. And then the throw to Travis Hunter, and Travis caught it, and there was 0 seconds on the clock. Like, it was unbelievable.
I think everybody lost their mind for real when he did that. And
I screamed so hard I got a headache.
And then
my son was looking at me like I was crazy.
I was in there when that happened.
Oh, you was in the back. Yeah, you was marching. But yeah, man, but I get what you're saying. But your face looks so priceless. Like, no.
Oh my God, the comeback against Southern is a perfect example. They'll play right there, right at the line. Right, they don't go in the middle of the field. Bruh, when Jason Brown was in the middle of the damn field, I was like, bruh. Or when he was trying to throw down the middle, what are you doing? Oh, God. So, yeah. I that's the type of play that I need to see, though, right? I need to see that type of execution. And you know what? With Coach TC being the offensive coordinator, I believe in him, okay? The Scooter Bowl that they had, the offensive coordinator was TC.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Dre, you're right. Game management. See this? Why do we need to quit? We just over here remembering.
We're just having fun today.
We're just reminiscing, that's all. We're just reminiscing.
I mean, look, the 61-15, we just kept going and going and going, man.
But yeah, I think when you think about it, 21 and 22 was a time to be alive. 23, we was on a high, and then we was on the edge of our seat. And then hopefully for 24, we get back to that high again and just stay there.
Dre over here cracking.
Oh, Dre on one.
Talking about offense need to have tempo and defense need to have 11 men on the field, not 17. One thing that I definitely missed, which I feel like TC will bring back, is no huddle offense.
We need that. Yes.
No huddle offense.
We need that. We need that ASAP.
Alabama A&M never forgot that.
Oh, that was their homecoming.
That was their homecoming, bro. It was funny.
Wait, what year?
61-15.
It was 21, right?
15 is probably just as bad as 59-3 when it's a homecoming, right?
Wait, that was in 2021?
Yeah, that was 21. That was 21. 59-3. If 59 putting 59 points up in their backyard.
That was unbelievable. Like I could not believe that.
That was super demoralizing for FAMU.
They never forgot it.
But
till this day.
But they they bounced back and they won the rest of their conference games.
Right,
then they try to.
They're gonna say y'all ain't gonna be talking shit about us. Jackson State might have whooped us, but y'all ain't. So you need to be quiet.
Right, and they said, "Yep, Drake," and they still haven't recovered. So
to this day,
they won the conference last year. How have they not recovered?
Because it's some folks that got PTSD, Mr. Ford.
They did what now?
Never forget.
That's that PTSD, Mr. Ford. They're not getting over that.
Folks that got PTSD, man.
Well, if you had beat them this year, maybe, but they won the conference. They went undefeated in the conference.
Who's this doing the panel?
Don't put them up there.
I know you had already talked about this, but I just want to give condolences to Congressman Sheila Jackson-Lee here out of the state of Texas, down there in Houston. Just give my condolences to her family and her friends or colleagues. It just, that it's a sad day here in the state of Texas because she has been a champion pioneer. We lost, and on that front, we lost a lot. Like 3 women pioneer Congress ladies. That would be Barbara Jordan, who went to Texas Southern. That would be Eddie Bernice Johnson, who's here out of Dallas, and Sheila Jackson-Lee. So those 3 women were pioneers in Texas politics and champions for the Black vote.
Not TSU. Not TSU talking mess. They getting ready to lose to UAPB, Yan Valley. Is that TSU talking mess? Talking about keep reminiscing. You missed us. He's Mr. Hampton's trying to get that old thing back from Jackson State.
They trying to come on.
Sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I know.
They miss us, don't they? You miss us. I know you do.
It did.
Y'all miss us. I know you do. No, we do not. We ain't thinking about Tennessee State. I can't even let the cat out the bag, but let's just say Jackson State is really great. Jackson State is really great. Jackson State is really great. Mr. Ford, you remember when you was talking about like all the different places that football should be, like HBCU matchups and stuff like that?
Right.
We had a really good conversation about that.
Yeah, I'd like for Tennessee State and Jackson to meet in Chicago.
You would like who?
Jackson State and Tennessee State to meet in Chicago.
Why do you want Tennessee State? Well, I mean, you know.
That would be a nice.
Now, why would Tennessee State and Jackson State go all the way to Chicago? No.
Because you got a lot of alums there. You got a lot of graduates there of both institutions.
Tennessee State, you know, they are really bitter about us leaving that Southern Heritage Classic. They haven't been able to get over it.
They are. You're right.
He's really bitter about it. Antonio Hampton's clowning right now. You know, that was their biggest game of the season.
But I think, you know, when it comes down to it, I mean, Chicago, St. Louis, I mean, everybody want to have it back in
Memphis. I was never St. Louis? Really? Where are we gonna get the Chiefs Stadium for free? I mean, not Chiefs.
No,
we don't have
the Dome.
What do they do? What did they do with the
Dome
Stadium?
It's still up. No, it's still up.
What do they do with it?
Oh, the St. Louis Battlehawks playing there. The UFL team. The UFL team, St. Louis, the Battlehawks.
We probably have more fans than the Battlehawks, but we should be able to get it for free. Is it even renovated? Did they keep it up?
Yeah, they keep it up.
Yeah, it's renovated. They play in there. Yeah.
Okay,
I saw it several times during the season.
Okay, so if you do a classic in St. Louis, we're gonna need that we're gonna need that stadium for free, big dog. We need it for free. How many do you think we could get in that classic? 50,000?
I think we get about 45, 50,000. It's I mean, from St. Louis, from Jackson to St. Louis is what, 5 hours? Like 5.5 hours, something like that, in a sense. And
how many hours?
Like 5.5 hours, maybe like 5.5 hours, 6 hours.
Jackson State?
Yeah, from Jackson to St. Louis.
7.
Okay.
I used to take that trip all the time, but I'd be asleep.
Say 7 hours.
We on 55. We go through Sikeston, Missouri, a little bit of Arkansas, and I forgot where else we go through.
What's that you sipping on, Doc?
Brisk, half and half. Half iced tea, half lemonade.
Every HBCU already got alumni living in Chi-Town. Okay, but if we're gonna do Chi-Town, we must be finna do it early because I don't.
Yeah, you would do it. Yeah, you would do it early.
You know what? We can do it the third. So the third, I'm thinking the third week. That's kind of usually when we used to go to Memphis.
Throughout September.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio, you can enlighten us. When do we usually have the Southern Heritage Classic? I know that it's embedded in your mind.
It was always the second week in September, right?
Yeah, second Saturday.
And then the third week was what? The W.C. Gordon Classic?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see FAMU go back to Jacksonville. And I know I'd like to see them in Miami at that Orange Blossom Classic.
Somebody said, Mr. Green said, who put him in timeout?
When she's gone. I don't think JSU is doing any more classes. I don't mean. So if you get us the money, then we'll come. We need $1 million. We need to clear 600,000 after expenses. So whatever makes us clear 600,000 after expenses, we can do that, right?
Clear 1.5 million.
They be having us play money games for like $450,000. I think that ULM game we're getting under 400,000.
That's ludicrous.
You know they call ULM the ghetto of the Sun Belt.
What? What?
That's what they call ULM, the ghetto of the Sun Belt.
Who was saying that, Mr. Campbell? I mean, Mr. Ford. Who said that?
That's what they call them. They got the worst facilities. They got everything the worst in the Sun Belt. ULM is pathetic.
So basically what you're saying is
Y'all should beat them. Y'all should beat them.
Should go down to FCS.
Yeah,
they were FCS. They was FCS for a long time. Let me.
So basically, all FBS aren't created equal. Don't fall for the hype.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this.
Dang, they said the tickets are only $12 for the U.
No, for it, they are $12.
Y'all better buy it now before
they're on sale.
Yeah, on sale right now. Yeah, single game tickets for ULM is on sale right now. They start off at $12.
Is it $12 for like being all the way up somewhere, or is it general admission? Like, what is that?
General admission. It's general.
You
admission.
are lying to me. ULM.
They're not. It's not chairbacks. It's a bench.
Why did they change it to a Thursday? That's what I'm tripping off of.
I'm still mad about that because I got to work on Thursday. And then on top of that, that's my mom's birthday too.
Mama Dukes.
Yeah, you better make sure you have birthday presents for your mom.
So folks better not ever complain about our tickets, and this ticket is $12.
And the stadium seats what, 20, close to 30,000 people or something like that. I've been up there. It don't.
And you know what else folks better not ever do in their whole entire life? Like, bruh. When I tell you I'm so sick of, I just looked at their season tickets. Their season tickets are like $60. Like, please, y'all, please have several seats when talking about the. It says general admission for 2024 ULM football season ticket pricing, $60 for general admission. $120 for reserved upper back, chair back.
I had a question for you, Tamona.
What?
Did I when I took that picture on Tuesday, did I get your good side?
You definitely got my good side.
I'm working on my photography skills, man.
That camera was nice.
Yeah, that's the one that Dr. D had donated to me.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Dr. D looked down.
Yeah, that but Law, I've been trying to take some pictures, man. I've been trying to work that camera, and I think I did a good job on it. So I was doing double duty. I'm trying to expand the media empire. That is.
Y'all don't want to talk about how we take low pows from white people, but not from Black classics. I think that they are low all the way around.
That is that's a hot topic right there.
Why is that a hot topic? Dre, you know Dre be.
I mean, but still though, it's still a hot topic.
Me personally, I think that we need to be hitting everybody over the head. A meal from Five Guys is $12. What can you get for $12?
A meal from Five Guys is not $12, man.
Dre, I literally did complain. I said
that's how much a Scam Super Bowl
under 400,000. They're probably not bringing the band to that game. It's under 400,000. So whenever we negotiate this game, but let's just keep it a buck though. ULM is like a bottom tiered FBS team. They probably ain't got no money. They probably play money games. They damn so.
They do.
How much TST? So allegedly Tennessee State got $1 million, but they got $1 million expenses included. So they probably went home with about 400,000.
So they didn't clear
$12.
Boy, Five Guys is like
that was what happened to me. Oh no!
Whenever they be putting out those, whenever they put out those like memos, like, oh, Tennessee State is getting paid $1 million, you gotta read the fine print. $1 million not, and that doesn't include expenses. So $1 million to cover the trip.
That's basically what they was doing with us on that Southern Heritage Classic. $325,000 not including expenses.
Dre, I don't know. So sometimes I feel like it says, so why would our AD accept that? So I think ULM is one of those type of games where you're gonna travel there and then travel back. It's a 1-day trip, right? How far is Monroe
Ain't no
from?
but an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, so that's a game where you're gonna leave and you're gonna come back the same day, right?
Pretty much.
And you're going, so at best, your cost is going to be less than 50,000, right? It just depends on how much they got paid, right? One of the lower tier games, like I guess Lane College that we play, will probably clear 450 to 500,000 after expenses. We'll make $1 million in revenue, but after you cover whatever the football expenses were and the security and all that, maybe you might clear what, 450,000. Maybe
you probably could clear more than that, but you know you're still paying Lane College to come down there anyway too. So, Tonio said be careful versus Lane. Yeah, we know about what happened to y'all. Y'all lost by a point to them.
No, Tennessee State, we're not you. You don't have to. We're not you.
No, I can't. No, because I can't say nothing because the last time we played a Division II team and we lost to them was Kentucky State.
That was Tuskegee?
To Kentucky State, we lost to.
Oh.
Lost to them 31.
I know when we played Tuskegee, that was when Coach Callie James was actually playing, I want to say.
Man, they kicked the crap out of us. And you see the wall. And you see, I got some stuff on the wall since everybody claims.
Antonio's over there trying to warn us about Lane. We're not Tennessee State, okay? Thank you.
What you said, Doc?
I was saying people was talking about my wall looks so plain and stuff like that. So I just put up my old shirts that I don't wear anymore.
Oh, they said the reason why we lost to that D2 school is because we had 20 players out. And we had Tony Hughes. But didn't Tony Hughes still beat FAMU? Or did Tony beat FAM?
I think so.
No. John Hendricks.
The other one too.
In 2014?
No, I think they won that one. The other one. We won. Terrible. What was the other coach name? We beat them when we was at our worst.
Are you talking
that
about
running back is nice?
Harold Jack? Yeah,
Tony beat FAMU too.
That's what I said.
Oh, don't be over there nodding and then you hear us say FAMU got beat. You jumping up to say no. Coach Bell.
Hey, do not mention that man's name. The man's name like the boogeyman. The hell with that. Do not. Just like FAMU get PTSD from 59 to 3, we get PTSD just for seeing hear that man's name right there.
They said that it's like Candyman. Don't look up in the mirror and say his name.
Don't say his name.
Don't say who name.
We ain't saying
the name. We already said it once. If you say it 3 times, it's bad juju. So they're only paying gas and food. So that's probably why we went to go to ULM. I feel like ULM is a beatable team, right? They've been bad perpetually for the last couple of years. Just as long as we don't have nobody singled out for them to put in timeout.
But that's the crazy thing, though. They only returning two starters off their team. Like their whole team, we talk about this.
You're gonna have to play the 11 players, and you're gonna have how many refs on that team? Like, you have to teach them now, the student athletes, talking shit to them, tackle a little bit harder.
What is Dre, y'all?
Dre. Timeout.
So basically, the only game that they won was against Tennessee State.
This man said racketeering. I'm dead.
What happened?
I'm dead.
I'm looking at this comment that Dre posted.
Drake, man, come on, bro.
Oh,
No comment. This was when Calvin James was playing.
Oh man.
All right. Do you have any more HBCU news?
On my end?
Yeah. That game was in 2021 when we lost Lane. Oh, okay. That was during their COVID year. So they get a pass, right? Or no?
No, they get it.
They do get a pass?
Yeah, because it was Eddie Jordan.
I mean, if you're gonna rank Alabama State first, predicted order of finish to be first, and they lost to Miles last year, certainly we can let Tennessee State have an excuse, right?
yeah.
Hey, can I talk about that
You scratching your head. You must be finna say something messy. What?
I ain't trying to say nothing. I ain't saying nothing messy. The order of prediction. Can we talk about that? Because E-Rob is our guy. We love him, but I don't see him winning the SWAC East. I don't. I can't see it.
Of course you're gonna say that.
I cannot see it. No, but I'm just
Say being messy in the chat tomorrow.
Okay, so here's a little thing about the predicted order of finish. So one thing that you have to realize is that these votes were done by the SIDs and the head coaches, right?
Yeah.
So the head coaches and the SIDs were responsible for voting for who they felt was going to win. And they put in the picture, they basically put who was predicted to finish first, who was predicted. There's actually a lot of folks that voted for some weird numbers, right? I think Blues honed in on it about how A&M had more first place votes than Jackson State. And so my theory is that this is all very strategic, right?
Right.
Like, you're not going to vote for Jackson State to win first place, but you can't vote for your own team. So how do you do that? You vote Valley to be in first place, or you vote Alabama A&M to be in first place. So it's not like it's a non-biased poll, right? That's how I think it is. That's so.
I still don't. It just. The only reason why I say that is because we don't talk bad. I ain't saying nothing bad about Ed, but he didn't play last season, so that counts for something. You lost pretty much half of your defense. You lost your best.
I don't think they lost half of their defense. They bought in some stuff. Like
they bought in some stuff, but that's what I'm saying. No, they lost. Lost close to half of that defense, that starting defense from last year. But
I didn't see that. I'm gonna pull it up. Where is that at that they lost that much?
I'm just talking about starters. I ain't talking about the whole team. I'm just saying starters. But also they lost their probably their best pass catcher in Keyshawn Johnson. They don't really have. I don't know who's gonna be the man that's going to run the ball for them. So to me, like, seriously, I cannot see them winning and being first place in the East. Because now you could have said Alabama State. I mean, not Alabama State. You could have said FAMU and Jackson State and then Alabama State. You could have said Jackson State, FAMU, the Alabama State.
They got Takaris Bozeman, 5'9", 182 sophomore at the running back. DeQuan Kentzy at the running back. He's a senior.
Okay.
They got James Hayes for backup quarterback, 6'4", 230-pound freshman. Jonah O'Brien at the quarterback, 6'4", 210. he's a junior. So they have more than one quarterback on, you know, when we talk about the quarterback room.
Mm-hmm.
And you said running back, AJ Gates.
That name don't, I mean, that he either was there already.
5'7", 162 junior.
Hey, he is not
Marcus
getting 25. He's not getting 20 yards a carry.
Huh?
He is not getting 20 carries a game. For 5'7", 165, nah.
They were first in defense last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know they were first in defense. Yeah, I knew they was first in defense. I mean, but you lost Bubba.
Well, I know that Coach Eddie Robinson pointed out that Rick Dozier is going to be coming in as basically a replacement for Bubba.
Yeah, he's playing the middle. He's playing a Mike linebacker spot. He's going to be the play caller for on the defense. So I mean, well, I'm just saying you lose Bubba, you bring in Rico Dozier from Pine Bluff, right? But you lose Mikey Victor, you lose Kel Jackson, you lose Adrian Maddox. That's your almost your whole defensive backfield. You bring back up, you get a James Burgess. I haven't really seen him play like that. What do they have that tells me as a casual fan, right? Or just a football fan, that they are going to win. They are going to be number one.
I don't want to say too much, but I feel like, you know, and people are going to say that I'm biased, but that's why you have to listen to Blue for some of stuff. But I feel like, you know, Jackson State is primed to win this year, right, on offense and on defense. Got Jeremiah Williams, that's it on that defensive line. Kevrick Wiggins, the cornerback, he's coming back. We got Rico Powers at the right receiver, he's coming back. Joshua Nobles is a new defensive line, and he was highly touted by the coach. Robert McDaniel, he's from Alcorn.
Oh, that's who I felt that got a snub off that preseason team. Like, he should have been on that team. He could have been on second team. He could have been on first team. He could have been on second team. I don't care.
Philip Webb. We're expecting to see big things out of Philip Webb, right? That's the 4-star from transfer from LSU. We got BJ Washington back, Fabian McCray. At each position, we have experience. Matt Knoll is a graduate punter, and then we have Jalen Payne coming in. Baby, we are stacked like library books, okay? I don't know why they have Avery Salerno as a kicker or a punter. He's a long snapper.
Well, he can punt. He was the backup.
No, he cannot. He was just punting just so that we could get through those couple of, like, he literally, that was his first time actually doing it. He's not a kicker or a punter. He's a long snapper.
Well, sure. The way they got him on there, hey.
Anyway, yeah, they got him as a kicker or punter, but yeah, he's a long snapper. I mean, our offensive line, I feel like this is going to be their second year together. You got Evan Henry right there. Baby, we got it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready. So which games are you going to?
Okay. Of course, I said Labor Day Classic down in Prairie View in the sticks. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna try to see if I can go to Monroe. That is nothing but a 4-hour drive from Dallas. If not, then we'll be there, and I'll be there in early September for the Boombox Classic. And then, of course, FAMU. And then I got invited to come to the Magic City Classic.
That's a big matchup.
Oh, yeah. And then somebody wanted me to
So,
come down.
Emmett, TC does not have 6 new coaches. 6 coaches left, but he doesn't have necessarily 6 new coaches. Our defensive coordinator was just elevated to... Do we have 6 new coaches? Coach Callie James on the defensive line. Do you feel like... I feel like that's an upgrade.
Coach Vincent Marshall for the wide receivers. Coach Benny.
Wasn't Rip Kirk already on there? Wasn't he already on? Oh, okay.
Rip Kirk, Manny Ramirez.
The defensive backs coach was already there, though. And
he was already there.
Coordinator was already there.
Yep.
Oh, the other Jackson State, former Jackson State player, Chris Orr, linebackers.
Chris Orr, Javancy.
Okay,
so
we got a whole. So the linebackers was something that needed to be replaced if we just keeping it buck. So you guys are pointing out that they have 6 new coaches, but our linebackers we didn't have a special teams coach. Needed. Offensive line.
I feel
like everywhere that we,
It said Rip Kirk was there last year.
That's what I thought. So there was like 3 or 4 different coaching positions that they just kind of shuffled them around, right? So Coach O stays at tight end and assistant head coach.
And then you add the title of
Coach TC is offensive coordinator. And so if we look at all of those different things, you can kind of say that they're all... I don't have any questions on elevation. I did like our quarterback coach that went to Austin Peay.
Who was our quarterback coach last year?
Billerman. Quinn.
Oh, Quinn.
From North Carolina Central. He went to Austin Peay.
QB, who was a QB. Right.
So, but other than that, like, I feel like maybe I should do a show on them. All right. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock. Hammock leaving was addition by subtraction. He was the worst coach on the... Oh my gosh, a dark side. Why would you say that?
He must have saw something that we did see.
That wasn't very nice. He wasn't wrong. You didn't have to say it.
You asked me what else is I got up as far as HBCU stuff. So I guess I can let the cat out of the bag.
No, don't let the cat out the bag. Don't let the cat out the bag. Don't let the cat out the bag. You're gonna wait to let the cat out the bag. Don't be letting no bags out the cat. Cats out the bag. What you getting ready to say, Doc? Don't let the cat out the bag. Don't.
No, it's good news. It's good news.
Why are you letting the cat out right now?
No, because I want people to understand that, like, I've been.
You dropping it? You dropping it on my show? You don't want to drop it on your own?
I mean, I could. I don't even know if I don't know if I'm doing one tomorrow. That's the whole thing, because I've been off and trying to regenerate and recuperate the whole time.
The folks that so you can, if you want to. I would be announcing it on my own show, because then you can put up your graphics and stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Is this about what you said in the group chat, Doc?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll do it. You know what? I'll come up with something. I'll come up with a plan tomorrow, and we go from there.
What did you drop in the group chat?
You know
I need to go look. I'm sorry.
I ain't trying to play with you.
Okay. Got you. I need to inbox you. I need to talk to you about that. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to.
Oh yeah. I look. It came as a surprise to me.
Okay, yeah, but I need to talk to you about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we'll talk.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, but we got a lot of stuff going on as far as on the show coming up. I'm trying to get. I talked to Mr. Jerome, and we trying to go ahead and try to get Coach Richards on there.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing we talked about. And let me give a shout out to Coach, not Coach, but Mr. Travis Jerome, because my man came up in there. He got everybody right. He even got Coach O to do some interviews with the media folks on Tuesday.
Coach O was doing interviews. Coach O, you owe me an interview.
Coach O did an interview with me. I just said.
Well, I was doing interviews. Okay.
I think you was doing. I think when Coach O came over there, you was doing TC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were doing.
Yeah,
TC.
I stayed over there with TC for a minute, so I could understand that. But I want to interview Coach O.
Yep. So, I think
congratulations.
And I think the best interview that I had was with AD Sykes for all them haters out there.
You know what? She's definitely great. I had a chance to interview her as well. She's really good.
I'm telling you, everybody needs to stop hating on that woman and let her do her job. Tiffany Green was a good one that I got too. I don't even know it was only 2 questions, but Tiffany Green. I did an interview with her, so that was a good one. But ain't nothing is going to be compared. But just for you, with Maynard barking like a dog again, and me, Blue, and Pooh just turned our head and looked like, I know this Negro ain't. You know what? I couldn't do nothing. I just couldn't do nothing but laugh at it. Hey, say if you can give me AD golf, I'll run it up.
Some of them folks, they was like, they must not have came in. Did you get any Gremlin coaches?
I didn't get Mickey Joseph. He ran off on the plug.
Oh.
I did get.
So,
I got Coach Wade.
Did you get Coach Graves?
I didn't get Coach Graves. He ran off on the plug too. But I did get Coach Wade. I got Coach Wade. I got Maynard. I got Coach Thomas for Alcorn. TC. I wanted to get a picture with E-Rod, Bubba, and Chris Dishman, so it could be a all Houston Oilers.
Did you even? Yeah. I didn't even get to see Coach Dishman.
So
wow.
I was trying to get that. I was like, hey, but doing with me, I was doing double duty as far as doing the show, then going around taking pictures and stuff like that with the camera. So I didn't get the people that I wanted to get. I got big Evan Henry and Asayas.
So you did a lot.
Yeah, I try to get in.
I only got to do two sets of student athletes because I like to do both of the student athletes at the same time, not separate, because they kind of like piggyback off of one another. It's a cooler vibe when you get to interview them. So I did I did Valley's young men, and then I did Isaias Guthrie and Evan Henry separately. I did Kelvin Dean. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, I got Coach
I'll give you a little tidbit.
I did get Coach Cozy too.
Okay, cool.
I got him to do the Rattler strike on the on the show.
Somebody asked, do you think attendance will increase SWAC basketball having it in ATL? I don't know. I don't know if it'll increase. You have to definitely tap into that local, like basically give away tickets for high schoolers and stuff like that. I saw the HBCU All-Star game is going to be in San Antonio, allegedly. I saw them do a post about that too. They need to be inviting like local bands and stuff to come play during halftime. You know, you got to play up some stuff.
But having it, but see,
Atlanta got bad traffic though. Good Lord.
I think everybody got bad traffic, but
Charlotte doesn't have bad traffic.
It's gonna come. But to have it, in Atlanta, I think Mr. Ford had kind of touched on this a while back. Instead of having it in Birmingham, because we don't have it in some major cities, Houston, Dallas.
Well, if they play it up like they do, like they're doing CIAA, I think it's great.
I think that's the reason why they're doing it. Like you take the model from what you did, from what you see with the CIAA and how they're doing it in Baltimore now, and just to have it at an arena that's not so, not so big and not so cavernous. So I did my little Wikipedia Google research on it. It's supposed to seat 3,500 for basketball and 5,000 for concerts, but we're probably gonna do all 5,000, or we could just do the 3,500 for basketball. It just all depends on the time and the matchup. Because remember, this coming up season for basketball, they're doing 10 teams. It's going to be 10 teams in the tournament, and then the next year is going to be all schools participate in the tournament. But you in College Park, you're gonna have a lot. You can go out and it's all the amenities, food, restaurants, hotel, nightlife. If you're trying to get out there, it's all going to be around that area. And I think the best thing about it is that Atlanta, the folks in Atlanta, can actually play up and promote this better than what
the day parties and stuff. They need to be
better than what it was in Birmingham. How Birmingham did not play this up. I think that's what messed up Birmingham, and the turnout for Birmingham wasn't, we seen it wasn't all that great. Now, of course, you're gonna have games that's gonna be in the daytime, because if you're getting 10 teams up in there,
12 next year. Good Lord.
Yeah, and 12 next year.
12, yeah, for the next season.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be crazy. So you're gonna have to. It's gonna be timing. It's gonna be certain things, that you have to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like this is going to be better. So now the only thing is to travel. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schools that are west of the Mississippi is going to have a longer way to travel to Atlanta than the rest of us.
Dang, you travel all the way to Atlanta just to get sent home? Damn.
Hey.
Yeah,
it's the people that travel to New York.
Hell, that need to be at least 1,000 right there. 1,000 folks from all different schools.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's got to be a vested interest for the CAU, some sort of challenge, either through Greeks or bands. Yeah, go play up all the HBCU culture, have an HBCU night. Well, all right. Jay, you have any final words? Because I'm going to get up off of here. It was an interesting night. Different conversation. I said, are you ready to get off? Do you play video games? Don't neither one of y'all play video games, do you?
I do sometimes. I got an Xbox. I got an Xbox One.
Hi, Ladarius. Because I just wanted to ask, do you think that they should be playing the FCS? They should be paying the FCS players $600 and giving them a free game. I don't. For the, I didn't get to really expound upon it, which was basically they need to re-release. But we'll talk about it, I guess, on Tuesday because it's too late.
I mean, yeah, they should get that $600, and I mean, it's one of them things. Is they just try to test to see how it's what the noise is gonna be with the game for this year, and then they should be able to put them in for the next game.
Word, who is this person? Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm so exhausted.
What you mean you lost Julian? Hey, sad news from the family.
What?
We lost Julian. What do you mean you lost Julian?
Huh? Hold on.
Wait, say it again.
No.
What are you talking about?
Whoa. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Come on, don't play with me. Don't play with this, man.
Why would he play like that? What do you mean you lost Julian? Ladarius, call me.
Hold on.
Why he's not answering?
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Man, damn.
When did that happen? Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Prayers to the Arsenault family. I don't even have any words right now. I'm kind of stuck right now because prayers to his sister, Mimi, who comes on the channel, Mimi Arsenault Doucet. Oh my goodness, I have no words right now. I don't even know what to say. Like, I am
Man, it's man. I can say something happy.
Julian was he was fun. Julian in the last like maybe month and a half, 2 months, he's been really active on YouTube. We invited him over from Twitter. We were going back and forth with Ladarius, and his cousin found the site or my YouTube podcast, and of course he's from Southern, so we would like go back and forth and stuff like that and just have fun. And
especially when they start talking in French.
Yeah. I don't actually speak French. I would go onto Google Translate and I would click English to French so that I could talk back to him in French.
Man.
So prayers to the family. If you're still on, I just put my Google number in the chat. I would love it if you would reach out to me. We are so sorry for that.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that's
because it's.
So I'm hoping that he reaches out to me. And definitely want to send my condolences to his sister, Mimi. She, the Tuskegee graduate.
Oh yeah, I know Mimi. Yes, Mimi.
He bought his sister over here, to the chat. So in the last couple weeks, Mimi has been in the chat as well, supporting the channel. You never know how death impacts you, but definitely Julian was definitely somebody that I liked going back and forth with on the internet and just conversing with. Mimi was an absolute sweetheart. Ladarius as well. And so we are praying for the Arsenault family. I was not expecting to hear that news, but I did wonder where he was, because I noticed that his Twitter something was wrong with his Twitter, but
it's just the fact. It's just the fact that they support both, yours and mine.
Yes,
and it's, like I said, man, LD come up in there. He come in, we talk football. Then he brought his cousin in. He brought Julian in over there, and it'd be so funny because they both tag team everybody in the chat room in French, and you want to know what the heck they saying. And
I was copy and pasting it into the translate, and I'll say something right on back.
And then when you get Miss Mimi coming up in there, it's it's something to. It was a pleasant sight to see, just to have a whole family to come up in there. And
yes, when the Arsenauls are coming through. Julian, of course, he was an alum of not only Prairie View but Southern as well. So anytime we come up in here, he's gonna be sticking up for Southern, but he also has Prairie View in his pocket. This was just very, very hard news to take right now. And we're going to pray for strength and peace and understanding for his family. You never know when it's going to be your last time talking to someone or communicating with them. And I am like, I'm flabbergasted right now. I talked to him right before SWAC Media Day. With that being said, I'm going to end the live. I'm going to put my number in here. I know, no pressure, but if Ladarius wants to come, reach out to me. I guess we're going to end the live. Everybody.
I have something
night.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have something tomorrow. All right.
Good night, y'all.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Let it out. Let it out. Ain't no, there's no need.
Yeah, the rest of it, I'm going to get off of here and let it out.
Let it out.
I'm not going to do all that on here. Everybody have a blessed Saturday night. And everybody have a good night.